So my name is Laura Gaetano. I'm originally from Italy. I'm 35 years old, and I'm a UI UX designer at TrustBit. In every company, the role of a UI UX designer might be a little bit different. In my case, I also do a lot of marketing design, which means that I focus not just on user interface and user experience for perhaps client projects or company projects, but I also create, for example, assets for social media, work on a design system for the company branding, and things that are very much related to the brand of TrustBit as well. I have quite a lot of passions and hobbies, side projects, but one of the things that I've been working on the most over the last 5 or so years has been martial arts. So I've been doing Taekwondo for roughly 5-6 years. What I do in my job is sometimes a little bit different based on what there is to do. So I'm quite flexible. A lot of the work will be tied to like preparing design assets for our social media pages, for LinkedIn, for example, or Twitter. Sometimes if we've got a blog post that will go up on our blog, I prepare the images for that. Sometimes I work on really like internal design assets. So as an example, creating like a presentation, an internal presentation for when we have workshops or when we give talks at conferences. In a lot of my past jobs, I did some design work, but I worked as a programmer before. I've worked a lot in marketing, and I have a background. So I studied at an art university, so I have a background in design and art and graphic design. But it's only been since April of 2021 that I've had officially the title designer in my job. Really, my next step is to kind of focus a lot on my skills, on improving my skill set, and on sort of developing in that direction. And I think at some point, one thing that I would like to do, but that's not, I would say that it's mutually exclusive to my role at TrustBit, but it's just something that I've been thinking about a lot more, is to do a lot in the direction of design systems, because I find this like very, very interesting, and also to do a lot more in the open source field. And again, I don't think that's mutually exclusive to the work that I do at TrustBit. But I think that for people who aren't programmers, open source software is still has untapped potential. And so I would like to maybe help get some more open source projects kind of have a better user interface or a better user experience. So as a kid, I loved books, I loved reading, and I loved writing. And so I think one of the very first things that I wanted to be was a poet, and specifically a poet, like not a writer, but a poet. I was really into writing poems. And then I think I also had like this astronaut phase for a while. But I have to say, like pretty early on, I had somehow really gotten into the idea of like design and the internet specifically, like web design at the time was like what it was called. But when I was already like 10, 11, or 11, 12, that was kind of the thing that I really wanted to do. And so right now it almost feels like I've gone full circle a little bit. And